All right. Hello. Hi. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are joining us from. Thank you for being a part of the Swivlin Beyond live stream today, where we're going to be talking about family outreach. Okay. Um, my name is Kelvin Patrick. I am a Swivl ambassador as well as a professional learning specialist with Swivl. And joining me, as always, is my partner in crime, Vince. How you doing today, Vince? You good?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Thanks, everybody, for joining us today on Swivl and Beyond. My name is Vince. I am a professional learning specialist at Swivl, and also just love talking to everybody and helping everybody out with any issues that they're having with Swivl. And that's what we're here for today, and also to talk a little bit about a few things going on with family outreach and using Swivl. Um, yeah, Kelvin.
Excellent, excellent. And before we get started, some of you may notice it's just two of us today. No,
Hmm.
Vince, and what you had something a special announcement or a little shout out or
Yeah,
something about that before we
yeah.
begin.
If you've been watching our Swivling Bonds for the past 2, 3 months, 4 months, I don't even know how long it's been going, you
Yeah.
probably noticed that we always have our amazing colleague Oksana on, but today she's not on, and she's actually based in Ukraine, so she's having she's not able to get on today. So we just wanted to say, if you're watching, Oksana and everybody else in the Ukraine team, we love you all. We can't wait to see you back here and
Mhm.
on Swivling Beyond. So um, with that being said, Kelvin, you want to get started?
Yes, and thank you for that, Vince. And yes, I definitely our thoughts and prayers go out to you all, and just keep being safe. And look forward to having you back soon. Okay.
Hmm.
So, with that being said, there's obviously no easy transition from that,
Yeah.
but we will do our best. As mentioned at the top of the show, that we're going to be talking about family outreach. Now, for my during my many years in education, especially within the school system itself, family outreach is always one of those things that we talk about at the beginning of every school year, throughout the school year, and at the end of school year,
Yeah.
just to see, like, okay, this is what we said we were going to do. Were we able to do it? And what went wrong because it really didn't go the way that we were planning, right?
Yep.
So yes, it's very, very, very big. Whether that's, you setting up a class website, doing newsletters, maybe having parent teacher conferences,
Mm.
those curriculum nights, which are really a lot of fun. I know we would do family game night as well at my school, which was a nice idea. So, whatever the case may be, there's lots and lots and lots of ideas out there. And unfortunately, you can have the best idea in the world. That does not necessarily mean it is going to touch the people that you want to touch, right? So that was kind of our biggest problem, was just essentially getting people to come to our events. I don't know. What about you, Vince? Was that one of the main issues you all had? You putting things
Yeah.
together, getting people to come out?
Yeah. Like, especially for parents that worked a lot,
Mhm.
it was really hard. And I remember when I was a kid, my parents really had trouble trying to get to events too because they were working, or there was multiple events going on and you couldn't get to all of them. So, just having an easier way for parents or guardians to be able to connect with you as an educator is really important. And today we're going to talk a little bit about like how you can use some of, if you're using Swivl already, you can start using some of our tools for using to talk to connect with parents or guardians or whoever's taking care of those kids. So,
Excellent. Yes,
mm,
exactly. Thank you, Vince.
yep,
So this actually leads us to our first question of the day. So, how is family outreach done at your school or district? Okay, so how is family outreach done at your school or district?
yep,
And just in case you haven't already done so, you're more than welcome to respond in the chat. We will
mm,
be seeing that whether you are responding on our YouTube page or on our Twitter page as well. So
yep,
please keep those comments coming in. I
yeah,
guess I'll go ahead and get started with this. As far as for me and my experience, the outreach. was pretty much done for any event the same way. It was
Hmm.
probably a handful of things, maybe usually about three things. There would be obviously that lovely newsletter, right? That
Hmm.
went home, whether it was your class newsletter or the school newsletter, usually school
Yeah.
newsletter, that had that in there as well. Followed by the email. We do email blasts, right? You get that email blast going out. And then the other way was usually some form of either phone calls or text messages, just depending on how you had that feature set up. So my children went to same school as well, so I would get those things as well as those email notifications or those text messages or the phone call about the events going
Hmm.
out. And it was kind of an all hands-on approach with this. It's just like, okay, we're just going to throw everything at them, including the kitchen sink. Hopefully something sticks and it will come your way, right?
Yeah.
But as Vince alluded to earlier as well, that doesn't necessarily work because there's other things that are going on. And that
Hmm.
was one of the main things I heard too, is with the work, people have to work. It's just timing doesn't work out, that sort of thing. Other things that I heard too would be transportation issues. Like,
Yeah.
oh, we would want to come, but we don't have a car. We only have the one car, and let's say the um, husband or wife or boyfriend or girlfriend, they have the car. They need it for work, so you
Hmm.
can't school with the kids. Another thing I also heard too would be siblings. You have either
Yeah.
younger or older siblings. So if they're really younger, you just basically you get off work, you pick them up from daycare, and it's a lot just getting them down
Hmm.
for the day and that sort of thing. Or older siblings, school gets out differently, so it's a
Yeah.
little harder. I have to go pick them up as well. It just didn't work out. And it for whatever reason or another, right? So how was that usually done at your school, Vince? And what were some of the other obstacles that you all had to deal with?
Yeah. Well, I actually worked in public schools and also charter schools, so I know it was like really different the way they did it, right? But I know that in my last district that I was in, uh, which is a wonderful science-based charter school system in Texas, Harmony Public Schools, by the way, just giving a little shout out to them because I love them. But they did a lot of especially in the beginning of the year, they did a lot of home visits. And we always started off and tried to visit as many homes as possible. Of course, that was right before COVID hit, so they stopped doing the home visits, but they're starting to back up, and hopefully this coming school year they'll be able to. But lots of home visits, a lot of contact like that, a lot of newsletters, like you said. But there was a problem with technology. Like do people actually have the technology to see them? Did they even have an address that they can get this newsletter at? Do they have an email address? Uh, a lot of them had smartphones, so that really helped out. But we would use things like Remind and other apps like that to get in contact with them. So there's a lot of things, and we also had a lot of parent nights, uh, things like that to invite them in to build a community with the school. That was very important in order to do that. And uh, you as a teacher, you really had to work hard and stay late and take a lot of time of your own personal time if you wanted to have that relationship with them. And so it's a sacrifice, definitely. But hopefully, some of the things we tell you today, you'll be able to kind of save a little time, perhaps in terms of family outreach. So um, yeah, a lot of different ways.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing that, Vince.
Hmm.
And that's a nice little segue into our segment. So we're going to be showing you how you can go ahead and use Swivl Tools
Yep.
to help support family outreach, and then get into the why behind it as well. Now, as again Vince was alluding to, that there's just time is usually a factor in this. There's so many other things going on, and oftentimes, the way people receive the information is not necessarily the way that we are giving it to them. So it's, think outside the box. Okay. I'm also a very big believer of finding solutions and not excuses. So if a parent tell me, oh, well, just didn't have time, it's like, oh, okay, not a problem. I have a solution for you. Or, oh, we only have one car and we won't be able to make it. Oh, that's unfortunate. Not a problem. I have a solution for you. So all the things that we are talking about today, we'll be able to go over with you as well. So again, it's very simple, very easy to do with your Swivl robot. And so we're going to look at a couple of options doing asynchronous and synchronous first. So let's say that let's start with synchronous options. So parent-teacher conferences. That was one of the biggest things that I struggle with as far as getting parents to come in. The students that I really, really wanted to talk to their parents about, face-to-face sit down, that sort of thing, and show them and whatnot, were the ones that are usually the hardest to get in. The ones that, come in, it's like, that's great, but you're usually already on top of everything as well, or know what's going on. But using the Swivl robot to help out with that, and actually let me share my screen.
Yeah.
I'm talking and then I'm like, why is my screen? Oh yeah, I didn't share it. So
Sorry,
share my
man.
screen here. And just for live streaming options. Now, this is really, really, really nice as far as with the Swivl robot, because what you can do is set up a meeting. And let's say you're just going to we set up a Zoom meeting, right? We'll set up a Zoom meeting and you can do the traditional setup. This is our help desk. It's just swivl.zendesk.com. Vince, if you don't mind dropping the link into the chat, that'd be great as well. And we'll put it in the description of the video. But it will go through the setup so you can set up your robot. Very simple to do. And start that Zoom or Google Meet or Microsoft Teams meeting. Send that invite to the parent and have them join you. Okay. This is a very quick, just less than 3-minute video that will walk you through that setup that I'm just talking about. But the nice thing about this is that, well, it definitely saves time, because it saves time for the parent having to drive to the school, go into the office to sign up, then them calling you in your room, then you either walking to the office to get them, and then walking back to your room. All of that takes time, and it's less time spent on what's the most important thing is talking about the student, right? So doing the parent-teacher conference virtually is definitely going to be nice, because if those parents just can't come in, or maybe they have to go to work and it'd be too much out of the way going here, then going to work, it'd be late. And again, not all bosses are really nice about that sort of thing, unfortunately. So we get it. So setting it up this way will allow you to reach out to that parent, talk to them via Zoom. This is a Zoom meeting, right? You'd be able to share your screen if you have work or things that you want to discuss, and they'll be able to see it, hear it, get that feedback, and then everything that you wanted to do within that meeting can still get done and happen. So it's, again, very simple, very easy way of doing this. Really do like this. I know we have a number of teachers that actually do this, and just based on the feedback that we've been receiving, it has definitely increased the amount of acceptance from parents as far as them attending those parent-teacher conferences than in years past, when they were just all wanting to come in to be face-to-face. So again, just another option as well. So that's an synchronous version of this. There's so many other ways, but this is just one way of doing it synchronously. So let's look at asynchronous. Now, asynchronous option is going to be really nice as well, because this is going to be where you're actually just going to be recording your video. And this is really simple. You can record this within the Teams app on your robot or on the platform. And I'm going to show you both of those very quickly. So what you're going to start off with is going into the app on your home screen. As you see here, you're going to hit the record button, and then you just start recording your video. Your talk, the microphone's going to be picking up that audio. And then once you're done, you can hit the record button again, and your video will, of course, be uploaded. Now, this is very simple and very easy to do. Once you have that video recorded, let's say you are doing a virtual newsletter, right? So you're recording that newsletter, you can send that link out with your email blast. That way, so anyone that's on your email list, so all your families will have access to that video. So it's going to be nice as far as, again, things that are coming up within the classroom. Let's say you're getting ready to start your science fair unit, so you want them to know everything that's going on with that. You can also have the accompanying documentation there. So any, again, those documents or things that you sent home with the students, just be like, be on the lookout for this, so they can actually see a picture of what they need to be on the lookout for, what needs to be signed to come back, that sort of thing. So again, it's really, really nice doing the visual newsletters, because again, they see everything that they need to do with it. So it's really nice from that aspect. But let's say, for example, you don't have your robot, right? Which it happens from time to time, right? You don't have a robot with you. That's okay. So let me go ahead and get signed in real quick. I apologize, I was not. So this is going to be the Swivl, the Swivl platform online. So it's just cloud.swivl.com. So you can, and even if you don't have an account already, you can create an account right now for free and be a team of one, which is fine. And so thank you, Vince. Yes, you see that in the chat there. Now, what you're going to do if you wanted to do your newsletter here, because you don't have the robot, right? You just come to your library, click on Add a New Project, and then hit Record. Now, this is going to give you the option of doing a webcam recording, a screen recording, or a screen plus webcam recording. Now, depending on what you're going to be doing, if you are going to be manipulating things on the screen, let's say you have all those documents that you want to show and talk about, then you might want to do a screen plus webcam recording. If you just are going to have things in your hand and you're showing that way, just webcam. If you don't want to be recording yourself at all and just want to be showing and only having your voice recorded, then just a screen recording. So all of those hopefully should be self-explanatory there. So just for sake of ease here, I'm just going to do webcam and just hit start recording. You can see that it's going. So now I can say, hi, welcome to Mr. Patrick's class. This is the newsletter for March 2nd. Wow, March 2nd already. You believe we're in March? It's crazy. So we just have a lot of things going on in class. You know, I'm pretty sure hopefully your student came home today super excited about the science fair project, right? You know, we have science fair coming up, and I wanted to go over, spend this time in this newsletter just going over what the expectations are and showing you some of the things that will need to come back to me, and then going over all those dates as well. So again, this is just an example of what that can look like. It's nice once you're done, you know, just hit stop on the recording. You can play back the video if you just to see, make sure that you don't have any spinach or anything in your teeth, you know, hair's nice, right? Not making weird faces or talking with your hands, you know, those things. If you do have that spinach in your teeth from your lunch still, you go ahead and retake the video and start over. But if everything's to your liking, you can go ahead and upload the video. And then once you upload video, you'll know that it is uploaded because you have that 100%. and then you can actually name your video. So I'm just going to title this test newsletter, right? And then you can add a description of that as well, put any tags on there. And then remember how I was talking about those adding additional materials. So if you had any documents that maybe you sent home with the students that you want the parents to see that you show within the video, you can add those here as well. So it can be, you put the name and then add a link to it. So you are able to add those digital documents there. So once you're done that, just go ahead and hit save, and then voila, it's in your library. And then same thing, you can click on the link here, do the web link to be able to share this out in your email. So you copy the web link like so, just X out. And now when the web link's copied, put that into your email blast, send that out. If you use Remind as well, you can send it out that way.
Class Dojo, any of
Class
those.
Dojo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So any of those things as well will work out fine. Vince, anything you'd like to add to this? I know I've been talking for a bit there. I might have missed or just this.
Well, just a couple things. So if you go back into your test newsletter, Kelvin,
Okay.
so if you're a teacher and you're creating this, like let's say you're making a newsletter, but you also have some supplementary documents that you want to share with them. For example, a Google Doc or maybe I don't know, a video from YouTube or something, whatever you want to do. You can actually post a comment there on the right side. You can actually post comments there and timestamp them. But you can also put links in there. So if you have a link that you want to share with somebody, you can post it in there. And the person that sees this video is going to see all the comments and the links on the right side of the video. So if you refer to something at a specific time in your video, you can actually timestamp it to that exact spot. So like just like Kelvin showing you here, he's clicking at 17 seconds, and then right there he's going to put a link at 17 seconds. There's the link, so the person knows exactly where it is, what you're talking about. So it's pretty cool, a little feature there. You can also put comments if you'd like to, or if you're asking parents questions, maybe something like that. So just make it a little bit more engaging, and also and useful for you because you can share things with them. So,
Excellent. Thank you, Vince. Yes, that's really good. The timestamp comments feature, game changer, and saves time too,
yeah.
depending on the length of your video there. Excellent. So this actually kind of leads us to our second question. Now that we've talked about this, we can get into the why. So why is video a valuable tool for family outreach? Well, why is that? I think we kind of mentioned some a little bit there as we were talking. But again, I'll go ahead and just get us started here and see if there's anyone as we wait for see anyone in the chat to respond as well. But
not yet.
no problem. But I would say again, it takes away some of those excuses. And I don't mean excuses in a bad way. These are legitimate excuses. You can't help if you only have one car, or you got to work, or you love your children, but sometimes it's just one less thing to do, like add it to your day, where you can just go home, rest, and spend that time with the kids, right? So this helps with that. The video, it's nice because it's going to allow them to keep some of that time as well. It's not like you're going to make a 30-minute video for them to sit down and watch. I would imagine your virtual newsletter at most will probably be about, 5, probably no more than 10 minutes, just depending on if it's a lot of information. But as Vince pointed out, if you're using those timestamp comments, this also will allow them to jump around. And that's something that you can mention as well at the top of your videos. Like, ideally, I would love for you to watch the entirety of this video, but I also have posted timestamp comments for the various topics that I will be talking about. Yeah. So that if you don't have time right now to watch everything, you can jump ahead. And if you want, for example, the science fair, do that. If you want to know about the field trip that's coming up at the end of the month, you can jump to that section as well. Whatever the case may be, and then they can go back at their leisure and look at it again. So it's nice from that standpoint.
Yeah. One more thing too, Kelvin, is like, let's say you teach multiple grade levels. So I know I taught fourth and fifth grade. So if you're making you don't have to make two videos. You can just make one video, and you can timestamp. Here's the fourth grade information. Here's fifth grade information. Here's the information for everybody. So the parents can just simply go to the side and click on those links. So as a teacher, it might take a little bit of time for you to set those comments in, but if you think about it, it saves you the time of making two videos, uploading them both, doing the comments for both of them. The parents will appreciate it. It's like if you check out your favorite podcast and it's 2 hours long
Yeah.
and they don't put chapters in it, right? It's just you got to figure out what they're talking about whenever, right? So it's the same thing for your newsletter. If you put those timestamp comments in there, it will really help. Just the ease of getting information out to them. So
excellent. And that's all I would say that's what it's all about, right? Especially
yeah.
when we're talking about family outreach, it's ways of just how can we help not only grow our community through family outreach, but make it a true partnership where we're in this together. The old saying it goes, it takes a village. Yeah, I truly believe that we're all in this together. It's not just going to be the onus shouldn't only be on the teachers. It shouldn't just be on the parents. It shouldn't just be on the clergy or whoever else in the community, right? It's everyone. We're all in this together because, again, ultimately, we can agree with this. We, at the end of the day, we just want what's best for the children.
Yep.
Okay, that's why we got into this profession. It wasn't for all the kudos and thanks and congratulations and stuff that we receive on a daily basis, right? So we want what's best for the kiddos.
Yeah, if there's one parent that says, "Hey, this was super helpful. Thanks. I listened to it while I was on my drive, you know, to work on their phone. There, you did your job." That already helps right there. That already
Yeah.
makes a good relationship with that parent, right? So I think that's worth the time and effort that you're going to put into it. So hopefully these tools will help you and make it more efficient, make it easier for you. So
Definitely. All right. So, well, that brings us to the end. But before we wrap up, just a couple of things. If you have any questions or would like more help with the Swivl products, you're more than welcome to contact our product experts at swivl.com/setup. That will definitely be very helpful for you. You can also join us tomorrow during our weekly Q&A sessions where we will be talking about all things Swivl. All right. We would definitely anything that you have. So bring your questions about all the Swivl products, whether it's set up or I don't even know how to turn on the robots. It'd be a surprise, but it does happen. So yeah, no question is too small or too big, or for lack of a better term, don't like using it, but dumb. There's no dumb questions.
yeah, I have dumb questions.
That's how you learn, right? You got to ask. You can also, if you haven't done so, follow us on our social media. So you can follow us on Twitter. That's just going to be at Swivl. You can also follow us on Instagram. That's at Go Swivl.
Yeah, and also our Instagram page has been pretty dead recently, but it will be coming back soon, everybody. So if you're following us, we have plans to start using it to put more tips on there. So
perfect. That is good to know because I'm like, oh, Instagram. That's the one with the people take the videos. I'm old. I'm sorry. You can also follow us on YouTube. So go ahead, join that YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Swivl and hit the subscribe and turn on the bell notification icon. So anytime we go live, you'll get those. And next week, we will be talking about peer-to-peer virtual visits. So this is a really nice one for, again, just going out, getting feedback, and learning from your fellow educators within your class or within your schools. Okay. Again, if you do have any questions or need assistance, you can contact our Swivl product experts at Swivl at I'm sorry, support at swivl.com. I was like, Swivl at swivl.com doesn't make sense, but there you go. And with that being said, thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful hump day and enjoy the rest of your week. See you all next week now. Bye. We do. We miss you, Oksana. Stay safe.